这马菜是卡的龙形，狗是它这。
莲花。
哦，这个
形皮就很短。
雁形这个是。
这
差哦，这差那菜出形些梗来，一靠它来，摇来去。
那早上我们走那个雁本身很轻，而且很灵活，
对，
可以这样。对。那万一对方从上面踢下来的时候，我们可以潜下去去抓它的身体。
The swallow is not a bird that we usually think of as a fighter, though it intimidates intruders by swooping on them. The movements developed by thinking about this swooping action have a special elegance. From the swallow, the students learn that evading a blow may only mean moving the head and shoulders back just a fraction. When facing a high attack, he can swoop down and pull his attacker's feet from under him. Taiwan has been an island of refuge for at least 400 years. Whenever war swept through mainland China, people on the losing side escaped to Taiwan. Then the Japanese occupied it from 1894 to 1945. The population was severely controlled and the practice of martial arts forbidden. In 1949, when the communists came to power in China, Chiang Kai-shek retreated to Taiwan. Taipei was his capital city. Among those who left the mainland with him were many martial artists, and it was from two of these that Master Hung learnt the arts. He started to practice illegally while the Japanese were still there. His father employed guards to protect his shop. Inside it, at night, they secretly taught Kung Fu. His father, now 92, still owns the same shop. Master Hung's father was a very successful businessman. He started with absolutely nothing, but he became the biggest manufacturer of candles on the island. When electricity arrived, it killed his business, and now he sells every possible sort of incense. In the morning, he sits sipping a special sort of ginseng tea to strengthen his legs so that he is strong enough to walk 3 miles at dawn to his favorite exercise spot. Master Hung no longer teaches large numbers of students, but he travels regularly to schools run by his senior students. One of them uses the grounds of a temple for his demonstrations. It is a temple that cares for the mentally disturbed, giving them a retreat from the world. After their demonstration in front of him, everyone expected the master himself to perform. He decided to do a Pa Gua exercise. This is the third fighting system that students learn. Pa Gua must be the most mysterious of all fighting arts. It doesn't look like one, and yet it is, and a very dangerous one. The performer walks endlessly in a circle. Then suddenly, at arbitrary moments, he flows into movement. It is based on an ancient Chinese way of telling the future. There are 8 signs called Pa Gua. These they combine in 64 ways, and these combinations are used in fortune telling. The performer has a picture in his mind, the 8 Pa Gua surrounding the cosmic symbol. They were turned into a method of fighting now practiced by very few people. Master Hung is one of the few who can teach it completely, but even he cannot explain it fully in words. The only way to understand it is to do it. The problem in the way of understanding is the mental state of the performer, since it is not just a set of sophisticated fighting techniques. Hung Yixiang has a strong relationship with his second son, Zeihan. In the past, he might have followed his father's path. However, he is a television producer. Zeihan does not have his father's physical strength, but he shows his father's understanding of the techniques. It was a custom of the masters to write their own books of techniques, and it's one of these that they are studying. The ingenuity of the thinking behind the fighting arts is shown clearly in these detailed books. The basis of all fighting is very simple. Get the enemy off balance, trip him up, push him over, and hit him where it hurts. After thousands of years, it has been refined into patterns of movements of such subtlety that it deserves the name of art. The performer imagines that on the ground in a circle are the 8 Pa Gua. He walks around them in a state of mind attuned to them. Suddenly, as he steps over it, one of the signs comes into his mind and he acts accordingly. It is as much a mental state as a sequence of moves of extraordinary beauty and complexity. This performer was exhausted after only a few minutes' demonstration by the intensity of the demands it made on him. The Chinese said he had used up his qi. The move that he makes and his apparently effortless skill places him at the level of a great dancer.
八卦它讲的是用巧劲，它并不跟敌人做正面冲突。因为假如你是1000公斤的力量过来的话，在形意上面，它一定有跟你相当的力量去克服你。那八卦是它走的比较巧，像如果体型比较瘦小的人，它可以走偏。你直着力量过来的时候，它可以用旁边移开，用巧劲的方式，因为每一种拳都有它的特色。形意拳是直的，八卦拳是圆的。
The fighting idea behind Pa Gua is that a spinning object throws off anything that touches it. By constantly circling, he confuses his opponent. Any attempt to attack a Pa Gua expert is frustrated by his rich knowledge of evasion and deception.
你知道意思吗？它是圆弧跟直线只有一个接点。对。所以说你要避开，还是要攻击对方的，就是要避开那个接点，或者打那个接点。圆弧跟直线有这一个点。
这是那个点。
这样说哦。这长哦。
对你长这样。
再长啊。
再打过来，再来一次，从头来，哎。他用好的角度拦截。